WWE stars are earning huge backstage praise right now. There's an injury update on Jacob Fatu. There's also an update on Brock Lesnar's WWE status, and a WWE star shows off a major transformation. Hello and welcome to the after news, the solo after news, if you will. Myself, Andrew Pollard, here at What Culture Wrestling. I hope your day's going well so far. And if it's not, I hope it turns around ASAP for you. Right, let's get into it, and let's get into who's receiving praise in WWE right now. And it is Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. This comes from PW Insider, who report that Liv and Dominic are receiving high praise for their interactions at ringside and also in their interactions in promos and backstage vignettes. WWE sees the two as having great chemistry together, which, if anyone that has eyes and who's been keeping up with the product, it's like, yes, those two are just great together. Heat magnets, I guess would be the phrase, because Dominic always gets so much heat anyway. Liv Morgan has really come into her own in the role that she's been having since she's returned from her injury. Putting the two of them together, especially to screw over Mommy Rhea Ripley, yeah, it's just the heat, brother. The heat is there, and this is being noticed by those within WWE who have plenty of high praise for the duo. Of course, there's also speculation. There's nothing set in stone just yet. There's been plenty of speculation that we could get a mixed tag match at Bash in Berlin later this month, which will pit Dominic and Liv up against Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, which, on paper, when you look at that, it's like, yeah, there's no way the heels can win that, because it's Damian Priest, the former world heavyweight champion, who would absolutely steamroller Dominic, and it's Rhea Ripley, who's just an absolute beast, who would steamroller Liv. But this is the joy of professional wrestling, and if that match did happen, I would fully expect the heels to get a win there just to keep things ticking along lately. But yes, plenty of praise for Liv and Dominic, and it's easy to see why, because they have been absolutely reveling in the roles that they've been put into recently. Well, I say recently, Dominic has done the rare fate of a heel turning heel, managing to pull off a heel turn while being a heel already. But yeah, those guys and Rhea and Priest, man. I thought the post SummerSlam promo work from Priest and the aggression in his match with JD McDonough, yeah, just brilliant. Rhea's just been killing it. It's fun. It's a really fun element of WWE TV, of Raw, and of the PLEs, and long may it continue. Right, another quick story is Jacob Fatu. This one again comes from PW Insider, who notes that Fatu was not at SmackDown this past week. Now, yes, we didn't see him on camera on SmackDown. In fact, Cody Rhodes referenced how it was basically down to Solo's actions that Jacob Fatu ended up getting injured at SummerSlam. But there are times when a talent will not be seen on camera, but they will be in attendance backstage for whatever reason. PW Insider notes that Fatu was not at SmackDown on Friday. And he obviously, there was that picture that did the rounds where he was seen with a walking boot following SummerSlam. Obviously, that came from the table spot, where that left so many questions of, like, is Fatu legit hurt? Was it just an excellent sell job, or was it a mixture of both? Because both are possible. It could be possible that he did hurt himself, not to the extent that he was selling, but he hurt himself a little bit and then just sold extremely well, because that was one hell of a sell job if it was a sell job. There is a fear, this PW Insider report notes, that he might be out indefinitely, which again, that'd be no time frame, because you do have Survivor Series on the horizon, where so many people are fully expecting war games between, well, Solo Sikoa's Bloodline 2.0 and supposedly Roman Reigns' reunited Bloodline. Although at the moment Roman's cracking skulls on his own. If you watch SmackDown, it's like, right, if he's taken out Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, and Solo Sikoa on his own, does he really need any backup? But then, of course, Jacob Fatu was not there, and that is the wild card in this. That is the ace in all of this. Yeah, so it could all still be a work with with Jacob Fatu, or it could be an injury. I don't know, because people might ask, why would it be a work? And it's just the obvious answer there is because you want to keep him away from Roman Reigns. If you have Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu on screen together, that's something that's got the potential to be special. I know there was talks before Fatu signed with the company, well, when he signed with the company, and when they held off on debuting him, there were rumblings that they were holding off because they didn't want Jacob Fatu to overshadow Solo Sikoa. And I think if you put Fatu anywhere near Roman Reigns on a screen, then it's like, that's what you gravitate towards. That's what you have your bigger interest in, rather than Solo and Roman. So it could just be a case of, right, he did get a little bit banged up, but let's just use that as an excuse to hold him off TV, because then we keep him away from Roman Reigns, and that makes that even more special when they do finally come face to face. But yes, more on that as and when we get it, and hopefully it's nothing too serious for Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, a dude who's just been so good for so long, and it makes me so happy to see people on a wider scale getting to see this and recognize he's basically giving the dude his flowers, and this is like, he's just getting going. There's so much more to come. Right, let's switch in gears to someone who's not actually in WWE right now, or kind of is there on the periphery. It's Brock Lesnar, who last wrestled for the company over a year ago now. Yes, it's now over a year since that SummerSlam 2023 loss to Cody Rhodes. I think it was a year ago last week. Of course, Brock was planned to be in this year's Royal Rumble, but was pulled out of that after the Wall Street Journal named him as the former World Heavyweight Champion and former UFC fighter who's referenced in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. So Brock was pulled out of that. I believe at the time, he was supposed to get the spot that ultimately went to Braun Breaker, where Brock, by all accounts, was due to get eliminated by Dominic Mysterio, if you can believe that or not, which then would have set up a match versus Dominic versus Brock at Elimination Chamber in Australia. WrestleMania would have been Brock and Gunther. And people have questions about when will Brock Lesnar return. Now, the Wrestling Observer on this has put that he's still not able to be used, is the phrase that was used here. If things change, there might be a surprise for next year's Royal Rumble. There might be an appearance there for Brock. But as of now, Brock Lesnar remains still off limits because obviously there's the lawsuits going on at the moment, and who knows how that's going to play out. So yeah, WWE basically is just like, nah, we're just gonna, it's not worth whatever might come with it to bring Brock back. Let's just leave him there, leave him doing Brock Lesnar things up in Canada, hunting whenever he hunts. Yeah, but Brock Lesnar, as this Observer report notes, it's not off the table right now that he might be in the Royal Rumble, but for right now, he's not going to be being used. Right, last story here, and it's just a little fun one to wrap things up. And Dexter Lumis took to Instagram over the weekend, or Mercy the Buzzard, if you want to call him that, just to show his physical transformation. And the dude just looks like a beast. I mean, physically, he's always looked like he's always been in great shape, but just there was the hair up in the ponytail, there was his beard, he just looked ripped. And it's like, almost if you look at this guy and you take away the beard and you cut the hair, and it's like he kind of reminds me a little bit of Sam Shaw from TNA back in the day. I don't know what that is to do with that. Maybe there's a relation there. But no, it was, I think for me as well, already Dexter Lumis seems to be I don't want to say he's the one most thriving of the Wyatt Six, because obviously it's a massive spotlight for Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, but he's the one who's impressed me the most, is just because the first time you saw the Wyatt Six, he was the one I thought that had the most intimidating look, where it's like, dude, man, just the way he was like, well, yeah, no pun intended, but yeah, perched on one of like the technical cases. There was like the blood on the wall, where it's like, has somebody's been shot through the head? What's going on here? But yeah, just the first time you saw the Wyatt Six, they all look badass. They still do look badass, but Dexter Lumis to me was the one where it's like, yeah, that dude looks cool. And then since then, he's continued to look super cool. And also, he's getting to wrestle a more fluid, athletic, energetic, high impact, high energy style, as we've seen in, it's one match we've seen from him, but it's like, yeah. And there was a bit of physicality before that, where there was a few what was it against the Creeds, where they did like a little powerbomb spot, him and Huskus, older Joe Gacy, and then obviously there is the one match, the 6-man last week on Raw, and it's just like, yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing for Dexter Lumis, because again, a very talented dude, going back to his TNA days, to his Sam Shaw days, and the gimmick he was given upon landing in WWE didn't really lend itself for him to show any personality. That was the gimmick, was like, nope, stay silent, look menacing, allude to maybe you've murdered a few people, and that's about it. Have a funky little mustache. But yeah, the look he's got going on now is, I said the other week, it's kind of Manson family inspired. And then some people in the comments were like, no, it's totally Rob Zombie inspired. And it's like, well, where do you think Rob Zombie got the inspiration from that? Either way, he looks awesome. Let's see how things play out with the Wyatt Six. There's more videos floating around here. Click on them. They'll be great. They'll be fantastic. This has been the Monday After News, the solo after news. Myself, Andrew Pollard. Be well, be good, and I will see you soon.